Hi guys and welcome. Today we're going to be playing around with this new stamp that I've just got in my store. I'll put the link down below, but it's a Woodware craft collection stamp and it comes with 2 butterflies. You get some numbers as well. So I've already put them on the stamp blocks ready to go, but they've got this beautiful script across the back and there's 2 different shapes, as you can see. Hopefully that's not too glary for you. I'll pop that one off to the side. I've got a couple stamped which I'll show you the difference in the pattern. So we've got like a jagged edge type butterfly, and I've stamped these on the back of some patterned scrapbook paper just to give a little bit of color. But you can, of course, which we'll do today, put it on some plain cardstock and then just ink around the edges. So I'll show you a couple of different patterns. That one's on like a very fine green crossed background, which is the back of, so it's just that type of cardstock. It's just on the back of that one, and I've also stamped some on that. So if you've got a fairly, you know, plain background that's not sort of like too much of that on there, definitely use that. Here's another one, 49 and Market. So, you know, it's just got some interesting textures on it, and I'm going to be using that one as well. The other one, just quickly, I don't know whether I'll be using it today, is this notebook type of stamp. It's from Woodware Craft Collection as well. So, and it's called Mini Notebook Page. So it's got no borders, which is great because you can make your own border around there, and it's just got some lines that could be journaling or just a bit of texture to your projects. But we're playing with the butterflies today and using the Tim Holtz paper dolls. Now I'm using sort of the medium size ones for this, and I've done 2 already. So with the paper dolls, you can position the wings or the butterfly wings however you like. What I do is I cut through the back. So I'll just quickly show you that. So I just completely snip it through the center like that, and then you place it, let's grab just a paper doll here, and then you place it sort of however you want. You can angle it, put it up. So you would glue that in place, and the other one there, glue that in place. So it's relatively pretty simple. I'm also going to be doing one today with these big portrait Tim Holtz paper dolls. And the difference there is when you go to do the butterfly, you don't snip it in half. So let me just grab another butterfly. You will be cutting some of it off, but if you place that behind there, so I'm going to cut that side off, you want a little bit more because she's a bit bigger, and you can see that that's coming across more than half, and we want to glue that portion down. So we won't be snipping it off there, because otherwise we're going to end up with that, and it's not very attractive, because we want to really maximize her wings for her, because they're similar similar size, as you can see. All right, so we'll pop that one off, and we may even I've got just a journaling card out here. I've already inked it. We may even, you know, collage it a bit and throw a paper doll on there today as well, just so you can see the uses for them. You might have a tag. I don't know whether I've got one off to the side here. Oh yeah, this one here. You know, you've got a tag. You might want to put some other stuff on there, and you can pop them on there. They can go just on a page in your journal. They can go on a pocket, a tuck, anything you like, or just be free like that. Just paper clip it to a page. How cool is that? All right, so let's have a go. I'm going to stamp a couple first, even though I've got some pre-stamped, just to show you the different textures that I've been working with. And I'm using black archival ink, but you can use whatever color that you want. So because the stamp has script already on it, we don't want to do it on a script background, you know, like this this paper, for example, it would just be too busy. So we want something with just a bit of pattern or colour on it. And I'll do one of the other ones. Let me see if I can get a bit of colour into it. A bit of blue in the corner here. Lovely. Now I'll just quickly cut that out and we'll ink it up and I'll show you what I mean. So don't be too particular about, because this one's got quite a jagged outline to it. Don't be too pedantic about how close you get. Of course you can cut on the line, but once you ink it, the ink sort of absorbs, you know, if it's a little bit uneven there anyway, because you get this really nice inked border that blends into the back, the black line. And I cut the tentacles off. I used to actually cut them out, but it's just way too much work and it really doesn't give you, you know, too much. It doesn't look nice as without, so I go without. If you can hear the crows this morning, the bird life's quite active. And this one is more smoother, so I'll go a little bit closer. I'm actually doing this without my glasses, I just realised, so and when cutting, I know it's not everyone's favourite thing to do. Look, I love it. I find it really relaxing. I will normally stamp out a heap and then cut them out. You know, let your scissors do all the work. Just manoeuvre it around. All right, so let's ink that. So you can see that there's some beautiful textures from that paper. It gives it like a bit of a vintage look. Now, of course, if you've got a butterfly punch some shapes out, you can do it the same way. I just loved these because they had the script. So you can see by inking it, it really adds some more texture and depth, and the outline, if you can see that, hopefully it's zooming in, you can see that the outline sort of doesn't matter if it's not even or not, it sort of gets blended in with the ink. And of course, if you're a butterfly lover, you can just use them as the butterfly. Put something in the middle, put it on a tag like that. Beautiful. Add some other things to the background, some greenery die cuts or something. Just absolutely beautiful. All right, so let's go to a plain. So just some plain cardstock here, which is like a cream color. To go on I shall go that way because without my glasses I can't really see if it was going to be too wide for the cardstock. And then this is just showing you on just the difference between the two. This is just on plain cardstock, which I love as well. I'll be doing some more projects with this butterfly because I just absolutely love them. And it's like anything, when you get something new, you like to play with it. Test it out, try different things with it. There we go, and it gives it like a really vintage feel. So the Distress Oxide I'm using is Walnut Stone. It's one of my favourites. So that'll just give you an idea of the difference. So that's on a very faint textured or coloured background. That's just on plain cream cardstock. So there is a little bit of a difference, but you get the same effect with both of them. They're absolutely beautiful. If you were to go on a dark colour like this denim-y blue, which is the back of the 49er market, let's see how that comes up. So it'll just give you an indication of just the different colours and how they turn out. And I love hints of blue through my journal, especially if I'm doing like a denim journal. So already you can see how beautiful that is. So I hope all you guys are having a great day. I actually had some dinner with some girlfriends last night, and it was so nice just sitting back, relaxing, chatting. We had a few laughs. Just haven't done it in a while, and yeah, I feel really relaxed this morning. So then we'll just ink that one up too. And you can ink as heavy or as light as you like. How's that? Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. I love the blue in that. So if you have a look at just the three different, so that's a very light texture, that's the cream cardstock, and that's the blue. Absolutely beautiful. Let's have a play with them. So let's grab one of our paper dolls, and she's fairly light, so I like the blue with her. Let's give her the blue ones. So cut it directly in the middle, and then get your glue, and I just put just one little bead of glue there, and I'm using art glitter glue. It's well used, as you can see. And you can sort of swing it around with her. So she's got quite wide shoulders, so we can actually maneuver it a little bit more out from the neck, not too close to her head. So you get that illusion that it's coming straight out of her back, which is what wings should do. Give it a bit of press, and there we go. It's as simple as that. Let's do another one. Actually, let's do the big portrait ones. So find a couple that are similar. There's two that are stamped on that green cross background. Now, does she want dark ones or light ones? Dark or light? I think I like that, because once you ink it up, I think I like that one with the dark photo. So I will just cut it down about there. So basically you've got 3/4 of a butterfly there. And you may even want to cut that edge off. Just so you can pull the wing out a little bit more like that. Sit it out like that. So it gives you the effect of the whole wing. Or No, I like the whole wing on her. So a bead of glue down the back here. And then so you can see that we've kneaded that tail. And we want we want the border, the bottom line of the wing to come out. And I've just realized I haven't inked that, but we'll ink it after we've finished. There, just put her in a bit more. And then the other side the same. So we're going to cut up this side now, and then we're going to cut away there. Don't normally have to cut down the bottom, but I have just evened it up. Once again, you want that bottom line so that you can tell that it is wings. Let me add a bit of ink. Always harder when you've stuck them on, but not impossible. Lovely, and we might put her on a pocket in a minute. Okay, so let's go with the darker, a more darker photo. We might use the lighter one there, or maybe I actually like the jagged one for this one. So we'll cut that in half. I've already inked this one. And let's position it. Like that. How good does that look? Do one more, and then we might put, actually here's one with a more blue tone, so let's give that one a, I'm not going to ink this one too much. I just want a hint on the edge, and more importantly it's covering up the white cutting edge. But I didn't want to ink it too much because I want to leave this one relatively soft, because she's really soft and sweet. There's so much fun, these. I do them in my art journal as well, like with more of an abstract feel to them. How gorgeous is she? So sweet. I think I've got one more like that. Oh, might ink it before. Once again, I'll just do this one fairly soft. Just to, you can see I'm just doing the edge, just to get rid of that white edge. I'm working on I've just started a journal that's paper doll inspired, so hence the making all this ephemera you would have seen on my last video as well, to actually go in the journal. And I will give you guys a flip through once I've done it, and may even, you know, do a video on working through or adding some of these in there as well. We've got 2 more to go, so we might as well get them done as well. What have we got? We did darker ones on the last one, so we might do lighter ones. Let's go with this light one. I'll just do the edge. Yeah, so I'm pretty excited about this this next journal. I haven't sort of done one with the paper dolls as a theme for the journal. Like I've used paper dolls in a journal, but haven't sort of carried the theme right through. So I'm very interested to see how that goes through. Now, do we want light for her or dark? Actually, I like the jagged. She's got a bit of a headpiece. So I like the jagged butterfly for her. Inking was a great invention because it hides all the little imperfections. Obviously it vintages it up as well, and blends in a lot of stuff. But to me, I think it just finishes it off. Not everybody's a fan of inking. Lovely, that's her done. Let's do this lady. So she's a bit bigger, so we do need two that are the same, so that might sort of dictate which ones I use. Which might have to be these ones. Oh, we can go with these ones. We'll go with the darker ones. Might grunge them. These ones I'll go a bit heavier on the border. Just grunge them a little bit more because they're already in the brown tone. And then remember, we cut out from this one because we need a little bit extra to glue. I'm just going to cut the top tail and bottom off. Not sure whether I like her too much or not, but she's got a funny shape. Anyway, we'll go with it. It might be just, she might just need to go on something in the background. Oh no, she's not too bad. All right, we'll pop her off to the side. Let's have a play with let's do a pocket. So we might have to cut a pocket, and we might have to go fairly deep. So we might need to just cut a piece off that. I'll grab my trimmer. And we'll just trim a bit off. I'll just measure her. It won't matter if she's slightly over the edge. So that's about 3 3/4 inch by, let's go 5. We'll go 5 1/4. Actually, no, we'll go 5 because that's normally the size of the journal that I'll be making. So it's a fairly deep pocket, which will be great for, you know, larger tags, notepads, things like that. Now I am going to put a bit of a notch in it. I'm using a 1 3/4 round punch. I'm going to ink that, and then we might add just some background texture before we put the paper doll on. So let's see if we can get a little bit of book page. Maybe some lace. Oh, it's a small one we went with, wasn't it? Yeah, so maybe a bit of lace going across there, which we'll have to glue on with some fabric glue. Now, my favourite is this Ephemera fabric glue. It basically glues anything. Which you should be able to get from your craft store. I have it in my shop, so I will put a link down the bottom as well. We might add a little bit of this to the back of her, which is really soft. I think this one I googled, oh, in AliExpress I got this one from. I think I googled textured paper. It is a little bit more like material, but it gives you that like punchinella look. And of course all these pieces I'm cutting off, please don't throw them away. You can use them on clusters and, you know, a lot of things. And that one I'll glue down as well. Do we want, before I do that, anything else behind her? I've got some stamped images. Let me tear this. This is actually stamped in a green too, so it'll match the background. And I was just stamping on some scraps of cardstock, but they're really great. You know, I've got tickets and numbers, and really great to keep because they add just a little bit of extra texture when you're doing some layers like this. And then I think we might just put a label out the side there just to finish that off, and then we can glue it down. I'll just grab my labels. What colour? We could go, you know, just a normal brown. So you want a fairly biggish label. And for me, I want it relatively plain because I don't want to take it away from her. So I might just go with the brownish tones rather than adding a green, a blue. And I've only just done the edge. I haven't brought any ink over into that one. So let's glue these ones down first. And you only have to tack, when you're doing layering, if you got pieces like this or lace, you only have to tack it down because you're putting another element over the top, and it will, when you glue the back, so when I glue the back of her, she's going to hold it all down anyway, like that. So you can see how she pops and everything else just fades into the background. So that's the look I was going for, because she's very soft in colouring and I still wanted to highlight her, but I wanted some faded texture in the background, just so we didn't have a plain background. Of course she would still pop on a plain background, but all this extra that we add, it just adds a point of interest, bit of character. And then I'm just going to neaten up that overhang on the bottom. There we go. So that's a pocket ready to go into our journal. Let's do something with the big doll that we did. So this one here. So she will go perfectly on a pocket or a tuck. I think I've got one. Yeah, here we go. You know, in a journal, she might go onto a pocket like that, or we could go on a higher one like that, and she can pop out over the side, or she can sit down. Let's have a look at a journal card, might be better for her. Yeah, it is. So let's put her on a journal card, but we want to add some things to the back. Now you can probably use a stamp if you wanted to. You know, we could put more butterflies on there. I think we might just add some texture, the same as we did the other one. Now I've got some in a light coffee brown that's on cream cardstock, so let's give that a bit of a tear and see how that looks. And it might be a case of just layering a few things up. I would really love to grab some book page. I thought I had some here handy, but if you give me a minute, I've got a container behind me. I'll just grab some out of that. Here we go. Let's grab a little bit of book page. Just give the edges a little bit of a touch up. This piece is obviously older and coloured anyway, so it's actually not like a nice colour. And then just play around with it. See, I actually like that. I'm not sure about that. That's better. See, sometimes you just gotta play around with a few things. And then we just want something down the side here. So we might be able to perhaps put a label down the side, and we can either fold it over or cut it off. I'll go with the brownie tone ones again. Maybe that's got a bit of wording on it. So because we can tuck that under. So she still pops, but we've filled up that plain little corner, and we've got a point of interest up the top there. Now we can even have a word across the top there, which I may look at it, but let's get this glued down first and see what it looks like, and then we can decide whether we're going to add any more to it. And sometimes it's just trial and error. Have a few things on your table that you can sort of play around with, like, you know, your bits of paper. I'm just going to take that plain edge off a little bit more, so we can take it more to the edge like that. Let's glue him down. We might go with a glue stick for this one. So by putting those headings down the bottom, it takes the busyness away up here, because we want her to pop, not the writing on that. So that's why I've turned it up that way. Now let's stick that one down as well. And I'm taking it right to the bottom, and I will cut that corner off. Because it was already rounded, and I'll just ink that there. Now we can look at putting her on. So we want to center her because she's got a straight line down the bottom, so we can't, or we could have her hanging over the edge like that and cut her off, I guess. Bring her over to the side a bit more, which I might do actually. Bring her to about there, and then we want to tuck that in. So we'll corner round that one as well. But we don't want to cut, just be careful, we don't want to cut the wording away. And then we're just going to trim off the corners. And it does need something up the top there. So she's popping, as you can see, everything else is fading into the background, which is exactly what we wanted to to happen, I'm just going to put the pin in my glue so it doesn't dry up. Such a small space, the end of that it can dry quite quickly. And let's see if I've got any pre-stamped words left over in my little scrap kit here. Got beautiful moments. Actually, I like the postcard. I actually like the postcard one on this. Now, she's got touches of green in her, so it's not wide enough. So we sort of, if we can, want to highlight that a little bit. So I've got this tag here. I'll just cut it down or tear it down. So I'm going to cut a bit closer to that wording. So I'm going to follow the lines around a little bit. Which you don't have to, you could have left it square, so I like that. And then we want to, I might grab a border punch. So I've got this Punchinella one. Let's have a play and punch some holes. So with these, you line, once you've punched it, you line it up on the side there, and you continue along. That way you get an even line like that. So let's go cut that in half. Let's finish down the side on the other side. So we don't really know what we're going to get, but hopefully we'll just get a Punchinella type cardstock, which is just texture, as you can see. And you want it, if I put him in the middle, and then we want to edge it somehow. So I'm just going to straighten that up first so we can see where we're going. Now if we put that on her, that's not too bad. I don't want it that, don't really want it that wide. So we might, I'm just going to take one row off. That is way better. So you're featuring up there. I mean, you can bring that down. You can take it off to the side too if you want. You could bring it down to there. I actually like it up here. We might offset it over there. Might offset it over there. And it pulls the green out from her wings, and it just finishes it off. Now we might just deciding whether I'm going to center it or not. I might bring that down because I may put an eyelet in that. So I want to allow myself some room to still be able to do something different with it if I choose to. Now I purposely didn't ink that because I just wanted it to pop pop out there and not necessarily fade back into the background. But there you go, guys, beautiful journaling cards. So heaps of room to write on. If you've watched my previous videos or gone through any of my journal flips, then you will note that I love an excessive amount of journaling space in my journals, with lots of little hidden journaling cards or notepads or spaces or anything like that. Let me just clean this off and then we'll recap what we've done today. And you can go on and on and on, like, oh, don't throw that away, with how you use these little paper doll angels. So we've got the pocket there, so we've, you know, added some layering on the background. We've got the journaling card there, so you know, I'm going to put an eyelet, I think I will, with some sari silk out the end for that. And we can, you know, basically put that in a pocket if we wanted to. Obviously we'd have her up a bit like that. There we go. And then we've got, you know, our single angels that we haven't put on anything yet. Got the blue wing girl, love her. There we go, guys, but a nice simple little project for you. But yeah, check these Woodware stamps out. They're absolutely beautiful, and I can see that I'm going to be using them a lot. You know, we could throw some lace behind them, put a brad or something there. We could put a little bulb pin and hang a charm off it and just have that on a cluster or on a pocket or something like that. It would be absolutely beautiful. Many uses. You could layer them up and fold them and have like a 3D effect. Absolutely beautiful. So thanks for joining me today, guys. I hope you got a lot out of that, or inspired in what more you can do with the paper dolls. I just love them and I find myself using them more and more. But I look forward to seeing you on the next video. Thanks, guys. Bye.